Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm starting a series of videos where I talk about the secrets, facts, and history of rides. So today we're starting with the Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh ride at Disneyland, California. So the Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh ride wasn't actually always in Disneyland. It used to actually be, instead of Critter Country, it used to be Bear Country. And that's because the Country Bear Jamboree used to be where the Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, the ride, is today. There was actually a sudden surge in popularity for Winnie the Pooh, so the Imagineers decided to try a couple things out. The store in Critter Country began selling Winnie the Pooh merchandise, and Winnie the Pooh merchandise outsold Country Bear Jamboree merchandise 5-1. So it was very popular among guests. For those of you who do not know, the Country Bear Jamboree was a show with singing animatronics of various animals, mainly bears, and they would just sing and you'd watch the show. It used 2 theaters up until the last couple months that it was running, and then it only used 1. And today the Country Bear Jamboree actually also is still in Disney World. The Country Bears had their own meet and greet and slowly were joined by Winnie and his friends. Eventually, Winnie and his friends gained way more popularity than the Country Bears, and the Country Bears would have little to no line, and Winnie and his friends would have a huge line for guests. The Winnie the Pooh ride in Disneyland is actually not the first Winnie the Pooh ride. In Disney World, they actually closed down their Mr. Toad's Wild Ride and gutted out the inside of the building and used that to create the very first Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh ride. The Disneyland Imagineers for a long time wanted to bring Winnie the Pooh to Disneyland. They wanted to bring it when they refurbed Fantasyland, and then they also wanted to bring it when they were making Toontown, where Roger Rabbit now stands today. It just never ended up happening. But once they saw the success of the ride at Disney World, they finally decided that they wanted to bring it to Disneyland. Imagineers clearly saw the popularity of Winnie and his friends, and on September 9th, 2001, Country Bear Jamboree had its last show. On April 11th, 2003, the Winnie the Pooh ride opened right where the Country Bear Jamboree used to stand. The entrances and exits of the Country Bear Jamboree show are actually where you enter and exit the Winnie the Pooh ride today. For those of you that do not know, the Winnie the Pooh ride is a ride where you join Winnie and his friends on a rainy day in the 100-acre woods. Winnie eventually falls asleep and has a dream about heffalumps and woozles in a crazy room. Eventually, Winnie the Pooh is waken up and is surprised by his friends to celebrate his birthday with him. Since Winnie and his friends have been adored for years, the ride is perfect for all different ages. Little kids can get a kick out of it because it's very sensory and there's a lot to look at, and they have Winnie the Pooh and Tigger and Eeyore everywhere. And also adults can enjoy it because it's their childhood as well. The ride actually does still have some tributes to the Country Bear Jamboree attraction. If you're exiting the ride and you look over to the hill where the ride is, there's going to be a waterfall with a bunch of rocks, and there's a bear statue overlooking it that used to be where the Country Bear Jamboree entrance was. Also, hidden inside the ride are 3 mounted heads of animals from the Country Bear Jamboree attraction. If you've ever gone through the ride and you haven't seen them, don't worry about it, they're really hard to find. But once you exit the heffalumps and woozles colorful crazy room and enter the honey room, if you turn around 180 degrees, you'll see on the wall mounted are Max, Melvin, and Buff. This is sort of a tribute to the old attraction. And the Winnie the Pooh ride is not the first ride to have tributes to attractions, but this is what this series is for. I'm going to talk about all different secrets for all the rides in the park and where you can find hidden things throughout every single ride. There are also other tributes to the Country Bears throughout all of Critter Country, which was formerly known as Bear Country. In the Pooh's Corner, that actually used to be the shop where they would sell Country Bear merchandise, so all over the place you'll find these frames with pictures of Winnie the Pooh and the Country Bears. These frames actually used to be in the Country Bear Jamboree attraction, and then they just changed the pictures when they put them into Pooh's Corner. And when I say they're all over Critter Country, I mean all over. You can even find tributes to the Country Bear Jamboree inside the Hungry Bear restaurant and all over the land. And that's actually all I have for this week, so thanks for watching. Make sure to give a like and subscribe. Also make sure to tune in next week for my next video. This is going to be a series of videos about every ride like I said earlier, so if you're interested in that, please make sure to subscribe. And thanks for watching. See you guys next week.